This is the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Dr. Meleeka has a background as a clinical psychologist, actress, director, model, and human rights activist. The Dr. Meleeka Clary Show will help move you towards bettering the quality of your life with positive psychology. So please welcome your host, Dr. Meleeka Clary.
Welcome, my friends, to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network, where we're coming live on the Bold and Brave TV network. Thank you, my friends, for tuning in. I'm so glad you guys was able to tune in today. So glad that God gave me another day to be able to do something I love and try to help people. Today, we have an amazing guest today. And I have to say about this individual, he is a comedian. But I was on his show, and I was a guest on his show, and he made me feel so just comfortable. And it's just a lovely time to just, have this moment to be able to have him a guest on my show. But he is known to be a comedian. He has worked with several people. And when I say several comedians, we have Jamie Walker, we have Tom Rhodes and Michael Winslow. I mean, so many other comedians. And he's been touring, and he has his own talk show, The Lowdown, with James Young. And before I even really just get him to come over here, I have to say, not just that he's a comedian, he's also a wonderful person. And I got a chance to get to know him and speak to him and how real he is. And one thing I know, since my show is about psychology, everybody has a story. Everybody have a moment in their life. And I was able to talk to him about that moment. And I felt that, wow, I just would love to share his testimonies and what kind of person he is. Because not just that he is a comedian, he is a person. And he goes through things, and I have to just enlighten people with that. And because of what my show is about, knocking down that mental illness, fighting, and we're fighting it together, people, because you're not alone. But he brings laughter and joy. And when I met him, that's what he brought to me. So I am so, so, so pleased as I welcome my friend, James Young, the comedians. Welcome, my friend.
Dr. Meleeka, thank you so much for having me. And thank you for that wonderful intro. I don't know who that guy is, but damn, he sounds interesting.
I told you, I'm
Bruh.
just getting over a cough. Do not make me laugh.
My bad. My bad.
Gosh, as you know, last week, people, I was really having a moment. I'm still getting over that moment, but I'm so glad. And it's going to be hard for me to get over this moment because you are amazing and
Thank
you
you.
are a character. You are so funny. And you're
Appreciate it.
welcome, my friend. I steal that from you. That's where
Thank
I
you.
got it from.
That's
See,
right.
because
That's right. Well, I'm sorry that you were feeling bad, but I told you before we started this, I'm scared of COVID. So if you cough over this online thing, I'm gonna hang up.
oh, stop. You're
Can't be
killing
speaking
me.
these streets.
Okay.
Okay,
And
my
I
bad.
told you, you just killing me.
Got it.
We're real here. We're real here.
We
Okay.
are.
That's my moment here again.
Mhm.
You are so amazing. Well, you know what? I've interviewed so many people so far, and the walks of life of things that you've done in your history. And I
Mhm.
mean, comedian, your job, and it's something you love. You make people laugh when they sometimes they don't want to laugh.
They don't.
But here's the thing, James. Here's the thing. You are human. And here's my big question to you, because I did my research. I've read about you. I've even sat with you, and
Yes,
I
you
feel
have.
like I got a connection here about you.
Hmm.
I know what kind of person you are. But you know what? Here's my biggest question to you, because I
Okay.
have to know, who do you identify yourself as? Because being a comedian
Mm.
it's like, okay, yes, this is what I am. But do you label yourself as a comedian? Who do you identify yourself as to you?
Mm, we getting deep right from the first question. All right.
Oh, yes, we have to
Well,
go there.
well, I am a comedian. I got to say that. That's my job. That's what I actually do. I enjoy and I love it. But if you were to ask me who I was, it's two words that really describe me, how I feel, and that's father and husband. Even in my stand-up comedy, that's what I talk about. I know not a lot. I'm not a smart person, never claimed to be. I married a woman who's brilliant, but I'm a father and I'm a husband. And those two things I work at being good at, but that's who I am.
Yes. Yes. And that's amazing that you say that. And a lot of people, they may don't see it like that. And I'm glad that you mentioned that to me because that's very important. At least you identify that. But here's another question for you. You
Hmm.
know, what kind of challenges have you had in your life? Because I'm Christian, but
Me too.
it's the thing. Just once again, I'm Christian, and my belief system is, when something's going on in my life, I use prayer. I believe in
Yes.
God
Yes.
because a human flesh is it just doesn't do it. And don't get me
Hmm.
wrong, I have a lot of friends I could talk to, but
Hmm.
we have several people out there that does not have a system or a belief system that it might be like challenging for them. And you, what is your belief system? What do you look as an outlet? Like, what do you utilize? Like, how do you do it? What do you
Okay.
do?
And that goes right back to your first question and my answer. What I believe in and what I do and who I lean on is definitely my family when I'm going through anything. Now, I'm a Christian. I pray. Lord knows every day I get up and pray
Mhm.
and I thank Him. I take stock in my life. And that's the reason I appreciate my family. It's easy to get up and wake up and say, man, you know what? This is wrong. This ain't right. This is not where I want to be in life. But if you just take a moment, you stop, you look at what you do have, the blessings that are in your life, like your family, like your wife, that's the things that will motivate you and keep you going. No, life's never been promised to be easy for nobody. So you
And you
got to
know
get that
what?
out of your head.
You know what? On that note, I love it. I love it. We're going to take
Mhm.
a brief break and we're going to come
Okay.
back with that because I have to hear this. I have to
Okay.
hear this. We'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network with James Young. Oh, don't go nowhere, nobody. Don't go nowhere.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense Radio Show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Thank you, my friends, for coming back and joining us. We were just talking with James Young, the comedian.
Yeah,
See,
I'm James
I'm
today.
getting all discombobulated because I'm all here in commercial. He making me laugh. Okay, that's
Okay.
his job.
All
It's just
right.
making me laugh. It's just
I'm gonna
him.
stop. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Before we left, James, you was talking about how, you're, well, I think you also mentioned support mechanism as well. And I said, what kind of belief system you've had. And you mentioned
Mhm.
family. And so finish off that, what you were saying, your thought.
Well, you were asking me when I first got on the show, how do I
Mm-hmm.
identify myself? And I said I'm a husband and a father. And then you asked me how do I how do I cope when things go wrong, or what do I
Yeah.
do when I get an outlet? And it goes
Mm-hmm.
back to that very first thing. What I was saying was I take stock in my life, meaning yes, I could sit around all day and tell you all the things that are wrong in my life, but a lot of people do that, and you get caught in that vicious negative cycle where you don't even stop and say, you know what? I do have some things going right in my life, and let's focus on those things, and let's see how we can make those things grow. Let's see if we can water that seed and make that be the most of my life instead of all the negative I keep complaining about every day. And that is my family that keeps me that way. My support system is my beautiful children, all four of them, that you
Oh,
have to go
wow.
look at and say, hey, man, look at these faces. I got to be a good father. I got to be a good provider. I got to get out here and make something of my life so they can be proud. And I can set an example for them so they can go out and do the same thing and keep that cycle going.
Oh, that is so wonderful. And I'm glad that you said that because it's very important to have a support system.
You
I
have
think
to.
it is, and especially as you being a comedian, what challenges is that? Like, I mean, because I mean, you have to. I mean, I have to say, I mean, you know, I know there's days that I feel like I don't want to laugh. I want to cry,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
we all
and I
do.
just yes,
We
but
all do.
but is that the same for you?
Absolutely. Now it's funny you actually asked that because as a comedian, that's tough. Like everybody goes to a job and they have challenges, things don't go right, they got stuff
Hmm.
coming up, they have stuff to do, and you can kind of see how they're affected by that at work. Their mood
Hmm.
changes. But with
Yes.
stand-up comedy, if I'm having the worst day ever, I'm going through a breakup, I'm not feeling well,
Hmm.
I still got to put all of that aside once I hit that stage, once I grab that microphone, look at those people in that audience, because they don't want to hear nothing about the bad day you having. All they want is you to do your job, which is make them laugh. So when you're a comedian, you have to learn to compartmentalize all those different things going on in your life, because that 1 hour that you're on stage, you've got to be the funny guy. You've got to give them everything you possibly got and not be affected by what might be happening in your life, which is not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but that's something that you have to do as a comedian.
Now, have you ever had a challenge like that that
Oh,
it,
absolutely.
that you had to go? I mean, that you had to go
Abs-
ahead and put a show on, and
I did.
everything
I
was
did.
something was going on in your life that was
Yes.
really like, oh my goodness. And you
Yes.
can you share that with me?
Absolutely. It happened early on in my career. I was doing, well, first off, I started doing stand up at the worst time ever. I started doing stand up when my wife was pregnant with our third kid. I started going to what we call open mics. You go practice your craft, you learn how to tell a joke, you learn
Yeah.
your stage presence, but you don't get paid. It's all
Hmm.
free. So I told my wife,
Yeah.
hey, baby, you know how I'm never home and I'm always working and we need more money? Well, good news. I'm going to start something called an open mic. And she's like, okay, how much does that pay? Nothing. So that didn't go over quite well. But yeah.
Wow.
So, but I'm glad I followed my dream and I'm glad I had a supportive wife. So I started doing comedy. So early on in my career, one of my kids was actually in the hospital. Something had happened, and they had to be hospitalized. And I was a worried dad, of course, but I was also on the road at that time doing a comedy show. So I had to go on that stage and not let those people see that I'm sitting there worried about my child, worried about my wife at home, and I'm not there to comfort her or be with my kid. But I still had to put on a show. That was taxing. I had to learn a lot about myself and strength that night.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So you're telling me you had to still perform,
Oh
and
yeah.
and and your child was in the hospital,
Yes. Yes.
and
Yes.
you had to make people laugh.
Yeah, and here's the trade-off with stand-up. Yeah, if you want to do this craft, you want to get famous, you want to get a lot of money, there ain't nothing wrong with that. That's great. But one of the biggest rewards in stand-up is when you do a show and afterwards you're talking to the people that were there, you tell them thank you for coming out, and someone will look at you, Dr. Malik, and they'll say, hey, I've been going through the roughest time in my life. I just lost someone. I just went through a horrible breakup, a divorce, and I was been feeling pretty bad. But after seeing your show, you helped me. I really needed this today.
Yes.
That's the biggest compliment that we get as comedians when we hear that. So that's also a reward we get that money can't replace. Alcohol can't make you feel that good. No drug on the planet gives you that high when you've helped someone. And that's why I love doing stand up, because you can actually help people heal.
You know what? Absolutely. And I think laughter is therapeutic
It is,
because,
man.
mm-hmm,
If we don't laugh, and I say this, and I'm serious about it, if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry. So you
yes,
better learn to enjoy life. It's find something that gives you joy, and laugh about it.
yes. And you know what? And I amend you. I love comedy. And I'm always, and even when you go through something in your life, I always try to go to a show. And it's
Yeah,
like people like,
yeah,
I don't feel like going. I'm like, well, let's go anyway. I mean, let's
you
just
should.
try
You should.
because
Yes.
I mean, it's like it may not get better right now, but it could get better, as time heals, especially if you lose someone. It's not
Yeah.
as easy, you know what I mean?
No.
And sometimes you have to give some type of laughter to some situation just to say, okay, I'm still here and just laugh today. We could cry tomorrow. I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm
that's still
still in
going to
the
be there.
present. Yeah, I'm going through it. I'm hurting, but I'm still in the present. I want to get better. So this is my first step. Let me just laugh at something. Let me find some joy in something or someone.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
and and I love what you do. It's just amazing. But
Thank
here's
you.
another thing to me. It's that you know what, as you being a comedian and
Uh-huh.
you have the stresses out there. I mean, you're a provider, you're this, you have so much to do. You know what, before I even go, because I know this question is not going to be a slam dunk answer, so we are going to take a brief commercial and we're going to come back and I'm going to ask you this question.
Okay.
Yes, we'll be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network with James Young. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant, like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. Yeah, it feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Before we went on break, we was talking to James Young, the comedian that makes everybody laugh, and he's just making me laugh. I'm just constantly laughing with him. So, and I'm still trying to get over this cough, and I'm like, okay, don't make me laugh. But you know what? I'm so glad that I can laugh. because you never know what's going on with anyone or anybody
No,
these days. And I'm glad that you're bringing joy and laughter. And I hope people that's watching this segment will understand that you are a person too, and
I
you
am.
bring laughter. But it's great and it's okay. It's not shameful to laugh. You know what I mean?
No, not at all. Let it. It's don't hold it in. Let it out. You're gonna hurt yourself. Go ahead.
Exactly. Well,
Yeah.
here's my other question. I know. And you know what? And I have to ask you these other questions because you know what? Even though you are a comedian, you still have challenges in this world that you have to go against. And because my segment is about mental illness, has it ever been a moment that you had developed like any stress moments or depression or anything that you didn't know what was going to happen next?
I'm glad you asked that. Absolutely. And I think a lot of comedians go through this. I always say we don't, comedians don't do this job because we okay. Okay. Like we
Hmm.
don't do this because we're fine. There is something in our lives that's lacking. There's some hole that we're trying to fill by getting on stage and making other people accept us, that instant gratitude. So, absolutely, I think comedians are prone to depression. I just think we are. Um, just by the lifestyle we lead. You will travel to city, be away from your family. You'll live out of a hotel room. You'll drink by yourself and just be alone so much with nobody else around you that it's easy to slip into a darkness. But absolutely, doing this job, I can tell you there was one time. I was 10 years in my career and I'm at 22 right now. And I got offered to do this award show with DC Curry. I was so excited and pumped up. I'm like, bro, I'm about to do a show with him. This is going to be great. I'll never forget. Dr. Meleeka, it was called the Unity Awards. All right. Keep that in mind. It's called the Unity Awards. Okay.
Hmm.
So, so I go to the Unity Awards. I'm there. I'm about to do my set. I'm so pumped up. And I get on stage, I start telling my normal jokes that normally work wherever I play, and all of a sudden I hear this noise, Dr. Malika.
Hmm.
Okay, it's an all black crowd. I hear a strange noise, and
Hmm.
I figure out that now I start to hear it. It gets louder and louder. They are booing me. That's right. 3,000
Oh,
people at the Unity Awards came together. I did exactly what the name of that actual award show was. I unified 3,000 folks to come together and boo me off stage. Now, Dr. Malika, getting booed is one thing, but getting booed
oh,
by our people, our boo comes from a level of hatred that people don't know
oh,
I've ever heard.
no. Oh
Oh
my
my God.
goodness.
Yes. You talk about stressful. I got booed off stage. I walk backstage. All the other acts are back there. We're talking choirs, step teams, singers, and they just are silent, quiet as I walk out the back door, get in my car, and drive home. Uh, Silent, not one word.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
yeah.
And how
Go
did
ahead.
you deal with that?
Well, first thing I did when I got in the car, I called my wife and I told her what happened. Now, my wife has never been short on words. My wife's a talker. She's a New Yorker. She always has something to say. For the
Hmm.
first time ever, my wife was completely silent, had no words for me. Just stayed on the phone with me the entire ride home. And I think it was about a 45-minute trip. So,
Wow.
yes. But it was the best thing that ever happened to me
Why is
because
that?
I will tell you why. Because at that point, I told myself, if I really want to be a comedian and stay doing this, like I could quit right now. I could say, man, something bad happened. I'm done. I'm gonna
Hmm.
walk out now. I'm never doing this again. But I wanted it, Dr. Malika. I wanted to do this job as a comedian. So I told myself that night, and I told my wife, never again. Never again will I get booed. Never again will I do a show and not do the best job ever. I
Yeah.
went and I started writing again. I got motivated. I started going to open mics, even as a professional, practicing my craft, getting better, getting better. And that following Christmas, I got hired to do an event at it was a Christmas party. And they had all types of acts there, rappers, singers, and whatnot. And I went on that stage with a vengeance and I end up killing, and I got a standing ovation that night. I
Oh,
ended up
wow.
and I called it the redemption tour because
Yes,
every show
yes.
after I got booed, I was I'd be damned if you ain't gonna laugh because I'm coming to get you. I came out with a vengeance. So yeah, that was my moment. That was my stress moment, my turning point in my career when I said never again.
Oh, you know what? And I'm glad that you didn't give up, but you know what? I can't even imagine to feel like that.
Yes.
And how that does to your self-esteem.
hmm it crushed me like that. I would say was the lowest point in my comedy career. Having that many people decide that what I'm saying is not good, and we need to get this guy off the stage by giving him a signal, and that signal was 3,000 people booing. Yeah, that was woo, that was something. But I got through it though, and the help of my wife. Going back to your earlier question, my support system, my wife and my family, and my little kids
Oh,
looking at me and going, "Daddy, I think you're funny." That got me back
oh,
on stage. Yeah, yeah,
that is so amazing. And I'm
yeah.
glad that you shared that story because, that's the type of stuff that kills dreams.
It
People don't
does.
understand that. And you was able to still say, hey, you know what? I don't know
I'm still gonna
what
do it.
happened, why. I mean, did you understand why
I
at
definitely
that
did.
point?
I definitely
Oh,
did.
so
I did
you
not
did.
read the. Oh yeah, I didn't read the room. Every show you do, there can be a different demographic audience members, whether it be age, whether it be
Hmm.
race. There's all kinds of
Yeah.
different things, even political views. You got to know the room you're playing and have that material ready for them. And that taught me a valuable lesson as a comedian. I wasn't ready. I was ill prepared. So that got me to stop being complacent, and that made me start viewing comedy as an actual job, not something I just love, but I have to approach it like a business.
Oh, okay. All right. So I didn't realize that you can make that
Mhm.
dissecting, you know what I mean?
You
And
can.
you have to do that. Okay, so that's different. But
Yeah.
you was
I
able
had
to
learned that
do
the hard
that.
way.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? And it's interesting that you decide to, go ahead and let me, change the situation
Hmm.
and consume you, which I'm
Yes.
glad you shared that because for many people it does. And it
It,
kills dreams. People don't
it,
understand that, you
mm,
know.
it
But
definitely does.
what? With that being said, we are going to take a brief commercial. You just gotta stay with us, people. Stay with
Stay
us.
with us. Stay with us. Don't make me boo you. Stay with
Yeah,
us.
we will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show with James Young, comedian. He's so funny. So please stay with us. This is Real Talk, people.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness: Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them, rediscover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies, find settings that allow them to be the most productive, and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBM Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Thank you, my friends, for coming back. We are still with James Young, the comedian. He's so funny. say that because I'm like, he's so funny.
Appreciate you.
I love it.
So
I
funny.
love
So
comedians.
funny.
Everybody
My
knows I
Lord.
love comedians. I do. I honestly do. I've seen a lot of them, and I've spoken to them. And years ago, I had different kind of shows, and I've had some of them on my show in Boston too. And they probably don't even remember because I think I remember meeting one before. He's like, I don't remember. That was so long ago. I was like, well, now you do. Now we're talking. So
Mm,
so I'm hoping people will just remember that. But anyway, I just love it because I love laughter and so many things that goes on in life. You just want to laugh about it. But here's the thing about it. Before we left, you was talking about, how that challenge was and how you got booed off and things. You which you learned from it and you moved on. You
I
you
did.
you
I did.
created a different craft. You also did some viewing of of the audience or whatever you had to do. You correct whatever and you made
Mhm.
yourself stronger. What's really bad about what happened that people don't understand, it takes a lot of coverage to go on stage and to make people
Hmm,
laugh. I think people take
hmm.
advantage of the fact that they're like, okay, I'm paid my money, entertain. But you know what? I want
Yeah.
to laugh. But sometimes people don't understand that when you do stuff like that, you can kill somebody's dream. And I'm glad that you didn't
Oh, oh,
allow it to kill your
absolutely.
dream. I'm glad. So, and I'm
No,
glad you had the
no,
support
thank you.
mechanism. But there is people out there that say, well, I wasn't as strong.
Well, well, here's the thing about our dreams, man. When anybody talks about dreams, they always talk about it in such a wonderful light. Like it's always such a happy thing, and that's wonderful. But what nobody talks about when it comes to dreams or pursuing it is how hard it can be, how
Yeah.
discouraging it can be, all the no's you're going to hear when chasing your dream. The
Yes.
reason that it's so fruitful and so satisfying when you finally do hit your dream is because you look back at all the hard work, the heartache, the pain you went through and overcame to get to the point you are now. So anybody listening to my voice right now, I know it's not easy. I know it's tough, but believe me, I am living proof. If you don't stop, it can and will happen for you.
Well, that's amazing. Now, wait a minute. When you say that, because let's say I want, I have someone I know who wants to be a comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
well,
is there like an age group? I mean, when do you start doing
no,
I want to
no.
prepare to be a comedian? I mean, how that
And
work?
that's the beautiful thing about comedy, man. Bernie Mac was well into his 50s when
I
he
love
became the
me,
star.
Bernie.
Yeah, of course we do. But we
I
knew him in our
do.
community, but he became a mainstream star in his 50s. He never
Did he?
stopped doing it. He never took no for an answer. You got to look at people like that and be like, okay, how bad do I want this dream? Do I want it so bad I'm going to give up by 35, by 40, by 45? No. And there's no age limit on comedy. You can start it how late you want, and I know guys who started when they were 16 years old, sneaking into the club, lying about their age, saying that they were 18, and actually starting stand up comedy. So, comedy is one of those things where you can be in it for a short time and be a star, or you
Hmm.
can be in it forever and still chasing your dream.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. What kind of things that a person that if they want to go ahead and pursue, what kind of things that you've learned on your way,
Okay.
like you thought was important tool that, hey, I didn't know this, but let me educate you about this. Hey,
Well,
I just have
I
to
think a
ask
lot of
that because if I wanted to go out
yeah.
there and hey, I'm just gonna go over there and be a comedian today and make everybody
Mhm.
laugh, is that the
Yeah.
approach?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest mistakes I made when I started out was, and I see a lot of guys when they first start do the same thing. I started out blue. What blue means is dirty. I started out saying the most craziest, outlandish things on stage to get it
Oh,
for shock value. I would tell people, look, if you're looking to make this a career and you want to do comedy, you get a lot of work if you know how to work clean. You can play comedy clubs, festivals, corporate work, church shows. By the way, church shows pays the most because Jesus got money. But yeah, you if you do those, it's true. And try to work as clean as you can. The cleaner you are, the more easier it'll be for you to actually get work. But you still got to be good at it. You still got to put in the practice hours at open mics. And the other thing is Be prepared to fail. What I mean by that is this: you're not going to go out and be Chris Rock from day one. No, it takes time. It takes learning. It takes hearing a lot of crickets sometimes. Nobody's laughing, but it's okay. That's a part of being a comedian. Being a comedian is a lot like being a baseball player. You are not expected to hit it out of the park every time you get up to bat.
Mhm.
No, eventually you get to that point where you have a better average than when you first started playing that sport. And that's what comedy is. Don't expect to be a superstar right away. Understand it's going to take time, work, and perseverance. And you're going to hear no a lot. That's right.
Now, what about the people that says, "Well, I like the dirty." You know, I'm not
Nothing.
gonna. I mean, it's comedy to me. It's like acting. It's
Yes,
like
yes,
it doesn't
yes,
consume you. It's not you. But I like
true,
the dirty a little
true,
bit, and they might say,
true.
"Well, I." It's. I mean, you have some people that speak so dirty, but will go to church the next day. I mean, hey, it's acting. It's a job. They're not looking at
Yeah,
it like.
yeah, yeah.
But I
Well,
know
what
you're
I'm,
saying if you're gonna get a job, you'll get more jobs if you're just starting.
yes,
But is
yes.
there anything wrong with the dirty or?
No, no, no. Here's the thing, though. When people start at the very beginning of their career with comedy, we're an open micer. That's what we call it when we first go to open mics.
Okay.
There's a difference between being witty, funny, and dirty. What I mean by that, you can be all those things and be dirty, but when you first start, it's more shock than anything. There's no joke behind it because you haven't learned to write a joke yet. All you start
Okay.
doing is saying dirty things, and you start using the F
Okay.
word like it's seasoning on
Hmm.
chicken. You were just, oh, it F word, F word, F word. So there's a difference between being filthy and then being dirtier, talking about more adult material, but you actually have jokes written to go along with that dirty material. That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah.
I understand. Okay,
Yeah.
people, don't go on out there starting dirty. you know, and you don't have it all.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. With that being said, we are gonna take a brief commercial and we will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network with James Young. I am just laughing all the way. Don't go
There
nowhere.
you go.
Don't go nowhere.
Don't go nowhere. I better sit down.
Did you know that your beliefs create your entire reality, but it's the subconscious beliefs that do most of the creating? Belief shifter and life coach Shiraz can help you identify those limiting beliefs and eliminate them, often in a single session.
Like it was almost instant. Like I had relief right away.
Creating better health, relationships, careers, and finances. Let Shiraz help you step out of safety and into awareness.
Definitely something's happening. It's like a flow inside. It feels good.
Whether in person or online, Shiraz provides personal coaching, belief shifting. Visit Shiraz at energeticmagic.com or call 416-529-7429. Energetic Magic on the BBM Global Network, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern. Find your greater happiness. Be well. Be aware. Be magical.
Are you struggling to care for elderly parents or a spouse? Do you wonder if being a caregiver is making you sick? Are you worried about taking time off work to care for elderly parents and balance work, life, and caregiving? Has caregiving become exhausting and emotionally draining? Are you an aging adult who wants to remain independent but you're not sure how? I'm Pamela D. Wilson. Join me for the Caring Generation radio show for caregivers and aging adults, Wednesday evenings, 6 Pacific, 7 Mountain, 8 Central, and 9 Eastern, where I answer these questions and share tips for managing stress, family relationships, health, well-being, and more. Podcasts and transcripts of The Caring Generation are on my website, PamelaDWilson.com, plus my caregiving library, online caregiver support programs, and programs for corporations interested in supporting working caregivers. Help, hope, and support for caregivers is here on The Caring Generation and PamelaDWilson.com.
Welcome back, my friends, to the Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Thank you, thank you. Welcome back. Come on in. We are still talking to James Young, the comedian.
Hey.
Oh my. You are hilarious. You know that.
Thank you. And thank you for having me, by the way. I didn't say that. I feel rude. Thank you for having me on the show.
Oh no, you know I had to have you. You didn't put me
Mm,
in the hot seat on your show. I had to
I
get you on
did.
mine.
I did.
Yes, you did.
Mm.
I love it, though. I love it. I love it. I love it. But you know what, Jace? I really thank you for being a guest because there are so many people that's watching us, and there's many people
Mhm.
that did not know, even being a comedian, that the struggles are real.
Oh my
Depression
gosh,
or
absolutely.
being
Yeah.
stressful, it's real.
Mhm.
Because you're a human being and you still have to go every day, try to do something. And, making people laugh it's just, it's difficult to me,
It's not
because that's
easy.
not something I do. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But what I do might be difficult for another person, trying to
True. True
help somebody
indeed.
with
Yes.
their life.
Yes. Mhm.
And maybe my life is not that great that moment, but I still got to be the one to try to figure out their life. And
That's funny.
it, that is, I mean, it's just true. I
That's
have to
funny.
keep it real. Like I told people, I am human first, you
There you
know.
go. There you
And
go. You
one
are.
thing yes, and I have to reflect on that always. And
Mhm.
what people do, they still are human beings, and we're just trying to help. We're trying to do things and be good people while we're doing it.
There you go.
So, with that being said, I'd like to know what is some self care things that you do to take care of James?
Ooh, that is good. I will say this, and this goes for probably everybody out there. We need to do it, and I know it's easier said than done, but unplugging, meaning getting off social media, not turning on the news, get off your phone, and just maybe walk. Just maybe
Yes.
think about what my next move is going to be in my career, in my life, with my kids, with my marriage. Just
Hmm.
unplugging. That used to be the most difficult thing for me when I was younger. But now as I get older, I come home and I don't want distractions. I don't want my phone. I don't want to see TV. I want to just sit and talk to my wife, look at her and be like, tell me how your day was. I'm gonna listen. Like I just a human element to your life, talking to another human being and not scrolling or not commenting on something that's happening in the news, just unplugging. I think we all can use that break every now and again just to remember what it's like to be a human being.
Yes. And I agree with you. And when you say that, is it something like some other special things you do, like maybe exercise or,
Oh wait, whoa,
um,
whoa. Oh, don't you ever curse at me again. Don't you
oh,
don't you I will tell you what I truly do to unwind, and this is going to sound completely bonkers, but I was always afraid, and I'm learning something, Dr. Malika. I'm learning to face my fears, which is hard at my age, but I made a vow to my wife to do this, and she didn't understand what I meant. Okay, I've been afraid,
yeah.
terrified for years, and I would never do it. I would never ride a roller coaster. I told myself I couldn't do it. They're just too scary. I'm a chicken. I can't do it. For 40 years, I told myself that. The last roller coaster I went on had to be, I was 7 years old. But yeah, 40 years. So
Oh
I
my
live in
God.
Orlando, roller coaster capital of the world. And I told
Hmm.
my wife one day, I said, baby, I'm going to get on this roller coaster when we go to the theme park today. She's like, boy, you ain't getting on no roller coaster. And I said, yes, I am. So we get to the park, we wait in line, and she's still thinking, you going to chicken out the last minute. I stuck to my guns. I rode that roller coaster, and guess what I found? All the fear I had built up about roller coasters and not liking it, hating it, it's going to be horrible. I rode the roller coaster and got right back on it and figured out I love roller coasters
Oh my
because I've faced
goodness.
my fears. Yes.
That is wonderful. That is
Yeah.
what
So
I love me some roller
me
coasters.
too. Me sign me up. And that's what me and my wife do to unwind. We will actually go to theme parks on the weekend and ride roller coasters because we bought each other annual passes. And that's what I do. That's what calms me down. When you make me flip upside down, go through little drops, and I'm like, oh, I feel so much better.
Oh no.
Yes.
Someone would say, "Oh my goodness, that is scary."
It, it, but the whole point of that is this, Dr. Malika. Our fears can be overwhelming. Our fears can seem like the biggest thing in the world, but if you actually just face them for once and actually try, you'll find that you can get over them, past them, and grow from it.
You know what? Absolutely. And did you do this too? Did you
Oh yeah, I
go?
did all that, all that, man. I was like, man, this is how come y'all ain't tell me this was this much fun? Like,
Oh my
'cause I used to be the guy on the ground when my kids would go. My little kids would get on the roller coaster. I would hold my wife's purse proudly back in
God.
the day. I wouldn't care. Dr. Meleeka, I would actually match my outfit to her purse so I wouldn't look crazy at the theme park. I ain't lying. I ain't lying.
Oh my goodness. And you know what? It's funny because I can imagine, okay? Because I have friends that's like, I'm not going on that roller coaster. And I'm
Yep,
like, well, I'm gonna go.
I'm
I'm
going.
going.
Yeah,
I'm the first one that will go. I'm like, all right, I'm going. I'm one and done. I'm gonna tell you something now. Now I'm one and done. It's like
okay.
I think it's a what's it a motion sickness pill or something I
Motion.
take. It's Dramamine or something like that. Now that I got
Mhm.
older, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm older now, right? I take one of
Yeah,
them pills. I take it about 15 minutes before I end. But I said, I'm one and
gotcha.
done. Catch it when it's flowing, because I'm going to go. But one and done. I'm one and done, kids. If you don't get it here, that's it. I'm not doing no
That's
more.
it. That's
And
it.
I think I have went on some roller coasters in my time, like recently. I want to say I was like, no, I'm really one and done with that one. And my
I gotcha.
son loves to go on them all the time. And
Love
my
them.
daughters, they like to do it, and they said, no, we're not going on that one. You can
Gotcha.
go ahead and do this, but I'm
Eh,
not doing it. And he's 14, and I'm like, mm-mm, what did
Come
I sign
on.
up? And I'm
You,
looking,
you,
no, but you know what? I'm like, I'm older, and I'm like, okay, it's not the hype, but it's kind of like, I don't know if I want to go like this anyways. So,
I'm
but
with
I
it. Sign me
did.
up.
But
I
I
got 40
did.
years to
I
make up.
did
I'm,
it.
I'm with it. I'm going to
See,
state to
have
state.
some, you're right. You have some catching up to do
I do.
because I've been there already. I went through all that, and
Hmm.
I'm like, no. But I'm gonna tell you something. I was in Orlando, Florida, and I did, and I said no way. And I think it was one of them that went.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh,
Yes,
oh, that's.
that one.
Woo.
So,
Hmm.
oh my
I
goodness.
wrote. I wrote that ride. It's called Go to Hell. I've seen it. Yeah. Uh-huh.
With that being said, we have to take a brief commercial. Oh my God. Oh, we will be right back with the Dr. Meleeka Clary show on the Bold and Brave TV network with James Young. Oh my goodness. Don't go nowhere.
What if there were a super tiny device that could diagnose the brain and is smaller than a single human hair? What if you could see inside the brain to help an epilepsy patient during surgery or to help the fight against Parkinson's disease? Dr. Patricia Broderick is proud to announce the Broderick Probe, a biomedical and electronic breakthrough. Imagine a probe to help with the understanding and potential cure of brain-related diseases. To learn more, listen live to the Easy Sense radio show with host Dr. Broderick, Wednesdays 7 p.m. Eastern on the Bold Brave Media Network and TuneIn Radio. And to help support the Broderick Foundation, please go to EasySense.com and learn how, with your help, we can fight these horrific brain disorders. That's EasySense.com to learn more and help support the Broderick Foundation. Author, radio show host, and coach John M. Hawkins reveals strategies to help gain perspective, build confidence, find clarity, achieve goals. John M. Hawkins' new book, Coached to Greatness, Unlock Your Full Potential with Limitless Growth, published by iUniverse. Hawkins reveals strategies to help readers accomplish more. He believes the book can coach them to greatness. Hawkins says that the best athletes get to the top of their sport with the help of coaches, mentors, and others. He shares guidance that helps readers reflect on what motivates them. Read discover and assess their core values, philosophies, and competencies. Find settings that allow them to be the most productive and track their progress towards accomplishing goals. Listen to John Hawkins' My Strategy, Saturdays, 1 p.m. Eastern on the BBN Global Network and TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. Welcome back, my friends. I am still with the James Young, the comedian. Oh my gosh. I've never had so much fun.
I'm glad.
And the thing about it, it's like I've been sick and I'm like, worst time to cough, worst time to
Gotcha.
laugh, but I'm still holding it down. I left laughing, I come back laughing. I love
I
it. I
love it,
love it.
though.
I love it.
I
I love
love
it.
it.
Oh my goodness. As we are back, and you know what, James, it was such a pleasure to have you on
Thank
here
you.
as a guest. And I have to ask you now,
Mhm.
there is things that you're doing, and how do people find you? And what are you doing? What's going on with
Oh
you?
my
Like
God.
everything that you're doing right now. What is
I,
going on?
okay, but you asked. I got a million things I do, so I'm gonna let them
Yes,
all
let
have
me
it, Dr.
know how they
Malika.
find you. Give me the website, whatever. Say it now so people can
Okay.
find
Well,
James.
well, first and foremost, you can definitely catch me on Xfinity Comcast on the Afro channel, the
Yes.
third largest Black-owned TV studio. That's right, people.
Woo. Yes.
Yes. Afro. I have a show called The Lowdown with James
The
Young. I have that
lowdown.
show. It's co-hosted by my good friend, Mr. Tight Mike Randolph, another comedian. We have a great time on it. I have another show on the Afro channel. It's called Funny Not Famous, where we do a stand-up comedy showcase. We give 4 comedians each week a chance to get to that next level so they can get, realize their dream of being a stand-up comedian. I also have a show on iHeartRadio right here in Orlando. It's called Real Laughs. It's on Real Radio 104.1. I'm also on a huge platform on a podcast called Crying in My Car, a podcast for teachers. I have a friend of mine, Devin Seabold. He's a teacher. I'm the parent, and we go back and forth about different things. It has a niche market of millions of teachers. You guys keep supporting us. Thank you. I love you. And then I'm also, on top of all those jobs, I'm a stand-up comedian. I travel this great country. I get to meet good people like yourself, Dr. Meleeka, and make them laugh. And I get to make friends, not fans. So those are the things that
Yay.
you can catch me doing.
Oh
And
my
please
goodness.
follow me, please, people, on IG, James Yon
Yes.
Comedian. That's YON. On Facebook, James Yon Comedy as well. Thank you guys so much for all the love and support I get. Thank you, Dr. Meleeka, for letting me be on and talk about some of the things I've went through. I hope it helps somebody who is listening.
Yes, thank you so much. And I appreciate you. I mean, you
You're welcome.
shared so much of insight that people did not know. So I'm
Probably not.
glad that you decided to be a guest on my show. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, I always have to give my introduction, how to find me. You can Google Dr. Meleeka Clary Ghosh or Dr. Meleeka Clary, or you can just find me on Twitter, Meleeka Clary Ghosh, or Facebook, Meleeka Clary, or my website, drmeleekaclary.com. Um, or where else am I at? Instagram. I have all these little networks that I don't always know, but you can Google me and you could find me on there as well. As I say to everyone, thank you. I thank everyone for tuning in to the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network, where I'm trying to change lives, or at least try to do something to contribute to someone having a better life. And I appreciate you so much for tuning in. And I hope your day is great, and I hope your weekend to come. And thank you for tuning into the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show on the Bold and Brave TV network. And if no one said I love you, I love you. Thank you.
Nice.
You've been watching the Dr. Meleeka Clary Show. Tune in next week as Dr. Meleeka will help you shift towards a better life. But this show doesn't stop there. She'll provide helpful tips regarding surviving the entertainment industry and the judicial system with practical information. Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern, here on the Bold Brave TV network.